Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, your reaction to what we've done, knocking down at least 10 missiles heading towards Israel last night, but they knocked over the bulk of it themselves.
Sure. Well, it's important that the United States support Israel to defend against missile attacks, but that's defense, and you can't win wars on the defense. And Israel is in a multi-front war against Iran and its ring of fire. Now, yesterday, the veil dropped when Iran attacked Israel for the second time this year directly, but Hamas is backed by Iran. Hezbollah is fully backed by Iran. Iran has a terror army in Yemen that's shooting missiles at Israel. Israel, though, has a chance, after its accomplishments against Hezbollah in the last 3 weeks, to totally remake the strategic map in the Middle East. Hezbollah has over 100,000 missiles and rockets. That's been like a loaded gun pointed at Israel's head for years. That's been Iran's main deterrent. But because Israel so thoroughly penetrated Hezbollah, because it's decapitated Hezbollah's leadership, now, by some reports, it's destroyed over half of that arsenal. It has a chance to totally expose Iran on its flanks. The United States needs to back Israel to the hilt. That's the opposite of what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done for the last year, putting more pressure on Israel than they do on Iran's terror network.
Nobody wants a world war. We have huge assets in the area, but no one has to tell you, Senator Cotton, that Iran is behind the attacks, the militias that killed 3 of our guys in Syria. We never avenged them. They've shut down the Red Sea, shooting at our ships with their drones, $100 drones for $1 million defensive rockets. We have allowed this to happen. They're shooting at us. Our ally is under attack at the same people that are shooting at us. Should we be doing more?
Yeah, Brian, we're not going to have a world war. Iran has been exposed as something of a brittle military and a fickle ally. I think there's a lot of people sitting in Hamas and Hezbollah and Yemen wondering, why has Iran not done more? Why, when they struck Israel yesterday for the second time in 6 months, could they not kill a single Israeli or blow up a single critical facility in Israel? Again, Iran has been exposed on its flanks right now. Israel has a chance to inflict massive retaliatory damage on Iran and remake the map of the Middle East. That's good not only for Israel, it's good for us and our interests and our citizens in the region. It's good for all of our Arab allies. You may have noticed, did not say a single word critical of Israel yesterday as it was saying that it's going to strike back against Iran.
We have a historic window. We'll see if he's going to take it, maybe to decapitate the Iranian regime, whose people hate them and would love for us to be there for them. Yesterday, one of the things that stood out was when Governor Walz was asked about where he was when Tiananmen Square and the uprising there with the beatdown of the citizens. He said he was there. It was exposed that he was not there. He says he misspoke and that sometimes he's a knucklehead. Is that okay?
No, I mean, I think it's been clear now that he's had a serial embellishments about his record. What troubles me more about where he was in the summer of 1989 is the repeated trips he's taken to China over the years. Dozens of trips to China, many of which were funded by the Chinese Communist Party. This is a classic effort that Chinese communists use to groom and cultivate Americans who may move on to leadership. And look what's happened. He went from being a high school history or civics teacher to becoming a congressman, and now he's the vice president. He needs to explain to the American people a lot more about what his relationship was with China over the last 3 decades and why he just coincidentally took such a soft line on Chinese communism in Congress and as governor.
You're saying he's compromised?
I'm saying that this is a classic pattern of how China tries to cultivate American leaders at the lowest levels, turn them into a China lobby for their federal representatives in Washington. And then if they become one of those representatives or become a governor, then China has hit the jackpot.
And remember, they got a spy here was consulting with the governor of New York, and we know one was dating Eric Swalwell. Congressman, great to see you, Senator.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Many